afternoon and welcome to On the Spot Motorsports Media. This is our second podcast of the year. And I tell you what, Robert, we've got a bunch of them already lined up all the way into March. But tonight's podcast is going to be really great. We have DeRossett joining us about Racer, which is a great opportunity for a lot of women in the sport of drag racing, circle track, drifting, whatever you want to do. Is making fire suits to keep those ladies comfortable but also safe at the same exact time. But before we get into that, we have a few commercials that we like to run. These people support us, so we like to support them right back. So we'll be right back after these messages.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition and a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most bulletproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Autumn, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. I tell you what, you have been very busy and making a lot of female racers very happy to be able to have a fire suit that is made for them. But before we get into the fire suit and how that all came about, we want to talk a little bit about your racing and how you started out in the sport and where you are today.
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for having me on here. So again, let's just get into it. I started racing when I was 9 years old. I got my first junior, went out and everything. I was really terrified of the car, but I ended up winning the first race that they ever put me in, despite absolutely terrified of it. I really liked it after that. Winning's fun. And then, the second, well, it was just like the complete opposite. And I was like, well, this is weird. Okay, this is something crazy. Why do people do this? Well, now I'm 19 and I still do it. So there's something about it that keeps you hooked. When I was about, I think, 17, we sold my junior. I wanted to get out of juniors as quick as I could. I was ready to go faster, get out of that aspect, ready to start hitting the big stuff. So I got my first dragster for my birthday, and we run Super Pro and Super Comp now.
Oh, man.
With Super Comp, are you going to try to run a little bit of the NHRA Divisional 2 races, the Lucas Oil Series this year?
I think so. I'm not sure how consistently we're going to try to chase the points. I think I definitely might at least show up to a couple of those events just to see the feel for it and everything. I do still have a job outside of this, so it's kind of working out schedules and stuff to be able to make it to those races, because they do start like Wednesday and go all throughout the week.
Right.
So it's just kind of up in the air to see where that goes for this season, but I'll definitely at least hit maybe 3 or so.
Well, that's a good
Well,
deal.
I tell you what, I wish I had a picture of your dragster when it had all the stuff on there, like the Wonder Bread car. I thought that was really, really awesome design. To so, who came up with that? Was that something that you came up with, or was it your dad?
So when I got the car, so my dragster sits really low to the ground. I don't know why. We've looked at everything. It just sits really low to the ground. So the body panels tend to get messed up at the bottom. Like you hit like a little pebble and it messes it up.
Right.
Anyways, I took my panels. I have a Worthy dragster, so I took my panels, the ones that were messed up, to Ben Worthy to get them redone. Well, he was going to do that, but there was a white wrap on the car. So obviously he couldn't match that. I had raw body panels. So my dad's like, I can fix it. It's no problem. So he spray paints it with a can of white spray paint. Now, whites are very hard to match, okay?
Right.
So you can't have a white wrap that's, been on the car for several years and then put a can of white spray paint on and expect it to match. I'm like, what are we gonna do? Like, this is insane. So we were like tossing around ideas, and I was like, what if we made the Wonder Bread car? Like, wouldn't that be so funny? Ha ha ha, hee hee. Y'all, I did not actually think that my father was really gonna do that. Next thing, I came home and Daddy's in the race car trailer, and he's slapping big old like blue and red and yellow dots on my car, and I'm like, what did you do?
I love it. I love it.
Y'all, I didn't even want to pull it out the trailer. I was like, I don't even want to drive this thing.
What? It pulled your attention away from the spray paint, didn't it?
It did, because
There you go.
Yeah. So I mean, it did work, but y'all, I was so embarrassed. And then it gets worse. So when I started driving, I'm really short and I didn't really fit in the car that well. So I had this problem where initially when the car would take off, my head would slam backwards and it was making my helmet come up. So they got a friend to drive the car for me to see if it would happen with her too, and it did. Well, somebody caught a perfect picture of it and had posted it on a meme page for drag racing, and it said, when you wonder where the tree is. And people still think it's me. It's not. It was somebody else.
Was that on the Double O Crap Show? Yeah.
Okay. That does ring a bell now that you say it. And I'm like going, wait a minute, why does that ring? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got recognized for. Cool.
Yeah, it could be worse. Trust me. I've been on it too, and it wasn't bad, but it's still like going, yeah, could have been worse, So.
Yeah, you could have been one of those that are driving around the pits to the staging lanes pulling your Charger.
Yeah, thank God I'm not that person.
Actually, I can't remember the fella's name. Races at Gainesville, a pro Camaro, like a 70 Camaro. He came around the staging lanes pushing a garbage can. With his hood scoop and stuff, he couldn't see it, and literally come around the corner and all the way up the staging lanes, and people were like just amazed, and I'm near the middle of the lanes back, and I'm like waving them down, getting it from him, stopping him, and then once I got him to stop, then I went over and I just grabbed the can and pulled the can away, and his eyes were that big. He could not believe it. He pushed, and he got out of the car. And says, "I take it you couldn't hear it at all." He goes, "No, I can't hear." He couldn't hear anything anyway, but forget that. He's like, "No, I couldn't hear anything." He goes, "I'm lucky." He goes, "I don't know where I hit it. I was parked," and he told us how far back he was, and we're like, Jeff Gatlin was telling me, he goes, "Yeah, man, he hit it way back. How it stayed on the car and he didn't roll over."
You know what I would have said? Yeah, I brought it up here with me because I want to take all this trash out.
Oh, jeez. Wah, wah, wah. but tell us something, Miss Autumn. Does your family have a history of drag racing, or are you like the first generation to do it?
Yeah, there's a little bit of history. I want to say that my great grandpa did it. Him and his brother did it. And then so it didn't really carry on like on my dad's side, but my dad's cousin did it. So my dad kind of grew up around his cousin. His name was Britt. He kind of grew up around him doing it, and my dad fell in love with it. And I think he used to race a little gremlin. So the first race car that my dad ever got to, finally race down the track was his Gremlin, and I think my dad was about 16, 17.
Right.
So yeah, he was hooked from then. So he raced for a while. And then when he started to have a family, he kind of needed to quit that. So he sold everything. And then I think when I was about 8, he bought a dragster again, started to get back into it. And then he finally, I had no interest in racing at the time when he got back into it. I did gymnastics at the time, and I was so focused on that. I was going to the Olympics. You couldn't tell me different.
Right.
Well, eventually, after you go to the track enough and you see other kids in juniors, you get a little jealous. So eventually, we got a junior. Started out there. Finally let him do it. And we bought 2 cars at the time, I think, just to see which one I liked better. And I picked it based off of the paint job. And I that that's not how you pick a race car.
Right. But it worked. It worked.
It did work.
It clearly worked. You won your first night out with it in competition. You know what I mean? So, that couldn't have been a bad decision. But I like the honesty. You're like going, I picked it on the paint job.
It looked cool. It had flames on it. I thought that was awesome.
Hey, how many of us have bought a car just because of one thing or another visually, without looking at it? It's like they tell you never buy a car at night in the rain. Never do it. For one, you can tell if it has leaks. That's a plus. But 2, it's always going to be shiny, and you're never going to want to crawl under it because it's wet and etc. And it just goes on from there. And I could tell you all these sob stories, and some of it I'll probably cry. But anyway, we're not going to do that. But I tell you, Autumn, all the way up till when you got into your Super Pro car, what made you start thinking about the business that you've created now with Racer Fire Suits?
Well, I will say from the get-go, when it came to fire suit, I feel like that was the first thing that I was really excited about getting into a car. I feel like that was, at the time I didn't really know much about cars or anything mechanical in that sort anyway. So I was like, oh, a fire suit, something I wear. See, that was my forte when I was 9 years old. I was like, oh, I know all about that. This is going to look great. And it didn't, because it did not fit at all. I'm like, well, what is this? So, but, you're young. You're going to grow into it, whatever. So I was like, okay. So when it finally came time, when I, got my Super Pro dragster, I was like, yes, I get a real fire suit that I don't have to change all the time. And this is going to be great. It's going to fit. No, it didn't. We had to order 3 pairs of pants at a time. All these different companies buying them and sending them back. And I'm like, there's no women's size. And my dad was like, no, there's not. I'm like, there's gotta be somebody that has it. It's like, there's not. So, we started off there, and then, I kind of started talking to more of my girlfriends at the racetrack, and I'm like starting to look around and notice that everybody's rolling up their pants. Everybody's hiking it up. That looks way too small, and this girl looks way too big. She looks like she's wearing a dress, and she looks really uncomfortable. I'm like, this is insane. So, after I realized that, me and my dad I always knew I wanted to start a business. So, me and my dad would throw around ideas all the time about what I could do. He was like, well, why don't you make fire suits for women? I was like, what? I don't know. The idea of it just kind of scared me at first, because I'm just like, nobody's done it before, like, who am I to start it? It just didn't feel like I was 16 at the time. I was like, there's no way I can do that.
Yeah, even my wife, she was asking me, I told her that you was coming on the podcast tonight, and told her, that you started designing fire suits for women. She's like, they don't have fire suits for women? I says, no, not until now. I said, you just buy the fire suit and try to get it the best way that you can fit, and they had to wear it. And so sometimes, like you mentioned, sometimes it was too big, or it was too tight, or the pants legs were too long, and they're having to make all these changes, and by making those changes to be able to fit in there, for one, they're uncomfortable, And two, it probably has a little thought in the back of their mind. If this fire suit's not fitting correctly and there's a fire, how long is it going to last? Is fire going to be able to creep into a small opening or up my britches leg and stuff like that and burn my legs?
Or could you have a hindrance on getting your extracting out of a car?
Yeah,
Or something
extracting
like
out of
that,
the car, yes.
because it's blossoming or something like that. So there's, it totally makes sense. Of the what you see, something that needs to be improved. Something, and this is definitely an improvement, because I definitely understand what you mean. Without even thinking about it, I have had this conversation in past with lady racers and stuff, and they just making a passing comment. You know how we all do, put something on, man, this thing, doggone it, whatever it might be. Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Dane.
Thank you, Dane. But we all joked like that. So I like the fact that, and you say, who am I? Well, you're Miss Autumn. I mean, if not you, then who? Why not? And so I'm glad that you're taking those steps to start this, to not only help yourself, but to help other women, and from young girls on up. And what people need to remember is, it's not just drag racing; it's any form of motorsports that requires a fire suit. It's anything.
So tell everybody about the layers. I mean, y'all offer layers from one layer all the way up to what?
To SFI 20. So pretty much any type of SFI rating you need, I got it.
Ah, there you go. Well, here's the big question: what company are you associated with in order to produce the fire suits? Because I understand there's custom tailoring going on, but tell us a little bit of this process and who you're working with.
So we're affiliated with Pro One. I'm actually also a dealer for Pro One because I love their seats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I also deal, again, so I mean, I do women's fire suits, but I also offer all safety equipment as well. So I'm with Pro One for fire suits. They basically are giving me my base model. Hopefully, eventually, I hope to tailor this a little bit to factor it out better. They give me my base model, and then I have done the research. I've gotten with all my girlfriends and, size all the different types of body types to figure out what the problem point was in all the fire suits and why they were so big and boxy. And so I've created my own sewing pattern for that to create something that will, fit majority of the ladies, because women are curvy, men are, no offense, guys, but y'all are kind of boxy. So,
in comparison, yes. That's total truth.
So we've done that, and I think we've got something down pretty good. Pro One already offers, I think, one of the most comfortable fire suits, for the layer, because I've had other fire suits in the past that were double layer and are just so incredibly heavy and thick, and it's Pro One does a good job of offering what you need that's not heavy, pretty comfortable, and at a decent price as well, not something that you gotta throw your arm, leg, and foot in, for.
Right, I got you. Okay, so you've got a quality company that you're working with. So I know there's more to it, but generally speaking, let's say a lady calls you up and says, hey, I need a fire suit. Okay, whatever it might be, from a SFI 1 up to a 20. Okay, I take it that they talk to you and call you, and it's like going, hey, this is the information I need from the racer first, and then you approach Pro One, correct?
So we do have a line that we already have in stock, where I've already gone in and gotten a good bit of inventory of fire suits already that I've already tailored to fit how I need them to, with my logo and everything as well. So I already have some of those ready to go. But I will say, I feel like a lot of people don't know this. I'm still like a brand new business, so I obviously can't have inventory of every single thing.
Right.
We don't have money to do that yet. So really, we keep double layer and a little bit of single layer stuff in stock, just because I felt like that was the most popular rating that I felt was going to sell. So for some of the things like SFI 15 and 20, I do have to go through Pro One again, then do my whole process over again to ship it out.
Okay. That's reasonable. That totally makes sense. I don't see how anybody can honestly expect you to have everything in stock. But the point is that you offer the service.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It,
Is there a ballpark on a turnaround?
uh, what do you mean by turner?
If somebody orders something custom, okay, from you, in order to get it from Pro One, is there? 'Cause I don't know if there is such a thing as a hey, it takes 2 weeks to get this sewn and sent to your way, or
Uh,
I don't know.
for something completely custom, it's just not really possible. Typically, for something custom, it's going to take about 9 weeks before it
Okay.
you, especially if you order something right now, because this is like new season. Everybody's getting new sponsors and they need new logos and they just need a whole suit in general and all that stuff. The biggest thing about what we do is it's not completely custom. Like, I am having to go through a process that kind of sounds like it's custom, but I offer fire suits that are coming off the rack for you. Eventually that's in
Gotcha.
you have everything in inventory to send your way. But everything is off the rack. So I'm not having to get, your specific measurements of your arms, your shoulders, your width, your height, all that. It's just
Right.
small, medium, large. Look at the sizing chart. That looks about right. And then we ship it over like any other fire suit.
There you go. That answered my question, because I've had other people chime in asking questions similar to that, and I'm like going, that's reasonable. But thank you very much. That helped clarify a lot, honestly.
Well, and I think the good thing about you, going in this endeavor to try to get fire suits made for women and being a racer yourself just speaks a lot of volume. It really does, and it gives a lot of ladies the opportunity where they don't have to pick up a telephone and call you. They can just walk over and talk to you at the track because I know you raced at Gainesville. I believe you've been down racing in Orlando. You've raced up at South Georgia Motorsports Park. So there's a lot of ample opportunity for women to come talk to you about your product.
Yeah, that's another thing I feel, is really important with my business is I'm really not doing it for the money. I'm doing it to help everybody out. I even said, like, if this doesn't go the right way and I don't make a dime off of it, at least I got a fire suit that fits.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think it's really important to, not only just have your product and to promote it and say this is great, but to believe it.
Right.
People can
Right.
really sense, authentic. What is that?
Authenticity. Authenticity.
Yes.
Right.
People sense that. I like that, I can be first to say, like, when a woman comes to me and she's like, like, I've had this fire suit forever and it's just so baggy and I just hate it. I'm like, girl, I have been there. This is why I did this for, me and you, because I struggled too, and it gives ladies something to relate to and kind of just feel like, they're not alone in it.
Right.
I've seen it, and here you go. I'm trying to, get a solution for fire suits is just the first step. Eventually I want to venture out and do more things, but we're making progress and I want women to feel welcome into the sport. And I feel like that's kind of the first step is, making those products for ladies to start out with.
Have you thought about going to also some of the oval tracks? And I know here in Florida, sometimes they'll have the Legend Series come down to Citrus Speedway. Have you thought about going out there and giving them some literature, how to find you and that type of stuff, or go to New Smyrna, to the smaller tracks, and try to, not so much the super speedways, but, where men and
Local.
women go to
More
race on
local.
Saturday nights.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to venture out because, like I said, I want women to know that I am a drag racer and that's the only type of racing that I've done. But I do want to venture out and show that, like, this is not just for drag racing. It's for, all of motorsports. If you got a go-kart or, you drift or whatever you need, this is for y'all, not just women who drag race.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. I'm glad you said that also because we have a lady drifter coming on next week. I think it's next week. I got to look at the calendar, but
Next month.
next month. I'm sorry. With a fascinating history, so she would be an excellent person to talk to because she's raced on a semi-professional status up and down the West Coast. So going along exactly what you said, I mean, it's a wonderful opportunity, and I'm so glad to see somebody doing it. Okay, and I actually just as a person just proud of somebody, a young person like yourself, willing to step out and try, and so that's excellent. I mean, you're gonna do very very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing at your age doing it because we're in a sport where a lot of people will still says that the spectators are old, the racers are old, but there is new blood coming into our sport, just like yourself, and not just racing, but leading to fire suits for ladies, being innovative. I think it's very important. We need to grow our sport across every platform, not just going down the drag strip. And you're doing a great job of that.
Thank you. I
Oh,
appreciate it. I really struggled to really just I don't know. I guess try to like put myself out there because, like you said, I am so young. I feel like, especially when it comes to certain business meetings about where I'm trying to go with the business, I feel like people don't always take you that seriously, especially with a business model that nobody has ever done before. It kind of
mhm.
goes back to what I said earlier. It's just like I didn't feel like me like I've never run a business before. This is my first time with any of this and trying to go through any of these steps. So we really just try to take it. I'm trying to slow down and take it one step at a time. I typically tend to like rush into things and I'm like, okay, I need this, and done tomorrow. We're like 3 months late. We need to get the ball. What's going on? And yeah.
that that's perfectly normal. That
Yeah. But I do appreciate hearing that. I hear people notice how young I am, and just it's hard. Running a business is hard. I'm learning that now the hard way.
Well,
So
I
well,
think it's just great that you stepped into business while you were still doing high school, and going to high school virtually to promote this and get it off the ground. That takes a lot of effort. It really does, and you sacrificed a lot. You sacrificed some things that happened in high school that you did not get to do to be able to start your business.
yeah, I had kind of already felt it a little bit again because I did start when I was 9. So there was things leading up. Like there was I may have went to one prom, never really got to go to any school dances or anything like that because I had a race that weekend. So and it wasn't something that I was ever necessarily sad about because I'd much rather be at the racetrack than be at a school function like that. And people think that I did miss out on a lot, and sometimes I kind of think about it, but I was exactly where I wanted to be. That made me happier than any little silly old school dance.
well, there's some people right now that are just cringing. There's some young ladies going, "What?" But no, we totally understand what you mean. Uh, and that's where your
That's your
heart,
passion.
that's your passion, that's where your heart's at. And also, like you've mentioned, uh, when you first started, and you didn't know anybody at the time, you saw a lot of kids there having fun. You wanted to be part of it. It's the same thing, but since you've grown up at the track since then, I'm sure you have some longtime friends from the track, some really good friends, and as we say, like an extended family. And you probably feel the same way.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely and it's also kind of hard to balance those relationships with school too because everybody's gonna go to so and so's party on Saturday and you can't
Right.
attend a social event. So it was kind of hard to keep up with friends in school anyways because I was like, I really miss my friend in Florida or in
Mm,
Tennessee. With racing, I mean, you meet people from everywhere, and that
right.
sucks too because then it's like, well, if we ain't at the racetrack this weekend, what am
Yeah.
I my buddy?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That totally makes sense. And I feel the same way. Mitchell and I, we keep in contact with buddies that that race around out of state and things like that. So that's very true. And Miss Amber, Miss Amber Matz, her and her husband, they are some of the nicest, coolest people out there. We got to get her on. I got to see if Miss Amber's running sick week this year or not.
We'll just ask her, Amber, are you running sick week?
Yeah, thank you. Amber, are you running sick week this year? Because we got Derek coming on in another week or two. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry.
I wanna throw up. I've got some of your fire suits up here, so I wanna post them up here on the screen so everybody can see them.
Nice.
Yeah. So, this one is actually a collaboration I recently did with Kendra Larson. She is gonna be my new brand representative for the 2026 season. So yeah, these were some of the designs that I was throwing around with her. Those are the custom designs for that. So
nice.
Yeah, that one too. That's actually the design that she chose that she's gonna be rocking out this year.
I like blue better, but that's just me. I got a little favoritism.
I think the blue with the pink, really stuck out, and it kind of matches her car a little bit. So.
Oh, okay, that would make sense. But I just like the blue. I just think.
So explain what kind of car she drives.
Kendra drives first of all, gorgeous, and I just realized I had kept talking to her about it. It's not paint, it's a wrap. But yeah, she races in the Minnesota. What would that be? Division
5.
Division. Yeah, for Division 5. All of those. I want to say, well, they have 5 different race cars. They run. I want to say Top Dragster, and I know they do Super Comp as well. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, you picked a good group. And. Oh.
No, she won't be at 60.
Okay. But that's fine. She's still a regular at home. So that's good. Her and her husband. But still, she's did it several times, a sick week and sick summer and stuff like that. So great stories.
But I guarantee you she'll be at the first and second race of the season out of Gainesville.
Oh yeah. They'll be doubled up like everybody, like crazy. But
yep.
Yeah, and they're good people and fantastic racers. But tell us, Miss Autumn, how can people get a hold of you right now? Because I think you just started another page, did you not?
I actually just launched my website. So I finally have that live. It took me forever. I did not realize that taking a website or building a website would take so long. We learned the hard way. So I finally have that live. You can also message me on Facebook, either be it my personal account or my business account. If it's something related to racer, I would prefer that you go through the business account. I try to stay logged in there as much as I can. So I'm always bouncing back and forth between them. So yeah, Messenger on Facebook is the best way to get a hold of me. And we do have the website available now. I do have my business email posted in some places as well. So feel free to shoot over emails. Yeah.
Is it under Race Her Fire Suits or
yes,
Race Her
Fire Suit?
Race Her Fire Suits. Okay. And there's part of the Wonderwood. Well, you went all out with the hat too.
Yeah, so that was a gift Miss Dana gave me from the racetrack. She's the best gift giver. She was like, "Look what I found you." I'm like, "That is perfect."
yeah, that's fitting right there for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need everybody that has a lady in their life that they race with or know that friends with or whatever like that. We need them to get involved, and we need them to get a hold of Miss Autumn, okay? Because they need a new fire suit from head to toe, even if they're just rocking, as you say, rocking in support of somebody. They need to come to Race Her Fire Suits to get a new fire suit. And like you said, you're also a Pro One dealer, so if you need safety apparel, go to Miss Autumn. So, and I like Pro One. I have heard many people talk about Pro One, just how good they are and how light they are, with Jeff Hefner and all them starting in Beard.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Michael Beard is running his stuff. He's another racer up out of Ohio, but He races all the time, but just to hear their testimony about the product is really, really good to hear. But but you're going to be there. Is it next week, Mitchell? Is it next Saturday? Gainesville?
Yes.
Is it? Oh, I lose track. Okay. Are you going to be there next Saturday?
There's a race next Saturday?
Or is
no,
it
it's
somebody
not
help
next,
me here.
Hold on just a second. I'll get it
I got
straightened
a
out.
calendar. Yeah, no, 2 weeks, 24th. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Are you going to be there on the 24th, the first opening day for the points race at Gainesville?
Well, I'm going to pull out what Amber said. Duh.
But I don't know. She might have a race scheduled somewhere else.
Guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. I've been so busy. I did not even know that the racing schedules were posted yet. So
They are.
the first time hearing about it. So I'm gonna have to talk to my dad about that one.
You got to go knock the dust off everything, right? And so, yeah, it's actually the 24th is that's Saturday. That's in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, yes.
Which I'm glad it's 2 weeks because I got a set of rims that are sitting here in the room, and I need some tires for them. So
I know we're working on that part. I know.
Yeah.
Mine's in the garage up on stands.
Everybody's working on getting their stuff ready for the first race of the year.
Yep. We were actually supposed to go to the chassis cert. I'm still good for a little bit longer. I don't remember what my dad said, but he just said that I was good. I fell down with the flu that week, so my dad just went ahead and had to cancel the whole thing. So we probably would have already been ready, but the flu got me. I hadn't been sick all year, and then bam, first of the year.
Oh yeah, it jumped on my wife, and then I had a little bit of it. So yeah, it's going around for sure. It's definitely going around.
Yep, that's the way I spent my New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Sick.
Me too.
Oh yeah, but he had a voice made for radio. I'll tell you that he did. It was deep and all that stuff. I'm like, going, dude, who is this? You know, I was like, you just need to be on the radio. He started cutting commercials on the phone. I was like, okay, that's perfect right there. So, but anyway, we were getting sorry.
Yeah, I wish I had that voice normally. You know, just sitting here talking, but.
Oh yeah, everybody be swooning. Oh my!
I wasn't blessed with a radio voice.
No,
I just was blessed with a face for radio.
That's how I feel too. Talking about me, not you. But yeah, no. But I tell you, Miss Autumn, how many races do you think you might go to this year if everything works out? And I'm talking about just pie in the sky.
That's a really good question. So good. I think of an answer. I want to try to hit as many as I possibly can. We're definitely going to go to as many of the bracket races for Gainesville, and probably South Georgia Motorsports Park. You know, well, really because South Georgia Motorsports is like in my backyard. It's 4 miles down the road, so obviously I'll be.
Gee whiz. Okay, I didn't realize you're that close.
Yeah, it's I could walk there if I really wanted to. Yeah, so we'll definitely be there at Gainesville. We're gonna try to hit some more, big bracket stuff. We'll probably try to go to the Mini Million again. Maybe another fling somewhere in the middle of that. We're still trying to go over the schedule. I know we probably need a better answer on that because it is now 2026. And we're already almost through January. That went by so quick.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. Let's say, 50?
Woo!
Is that an accomplishable number? I don't know.
15 or 50? 50 or 15?
50?
Woo! That's a lot of races.
Yeah, I want to go to as many as I can.
I agree. Mitchell and I both feel the same way. We would go all the time if we could.
Yeah.
But, as schedule allows and finances and stuff like that. But, hey, I hope you go to 50.
Me too. I don't know how that's going to happen. Because we are in the middle of building a house, too. So my dad's like, I'm not doing anything until we're done with the house. We'll see how that.
Okay, that might deter your racing schedule a little bit.
Yeah, either that or I'm gonna have to learn how to drive the toter. I know it's coming eventually. I'm just scared of it a little bit because it's just so much going on. I was able to haul the truck and the gooseneck, but that's easy. I could see like right out my back glass.
Right.
Can't do it in a big truck, so we'll see. Maybe I'll be driving the truck by the end of the year.
Why not? You'll have like 50 mirrors lined up down the sides and stuff like that. Just lined up from head to toe. I can see everything to the next county. I'm good. That's how my wife feels when she wants to drive the truck and the trailer. You know what I mean? She goes, "It just needs more mirrors, more mirrors." And I was like,
Yes, I need the
like,
mirror
okay.
of the mirrors. Yes.
Right, and the backup camera on all the time.
Yes.
And yeah,
I need a backup camera on the trailer.
that's actually a really really good idea.
Yeah, somebody take that. Maybe I will.
There is remote ones. There's remote ones available that can stick to the top and.
Don't Chevy have a truck that will actually allow you to do that?
Yep. My father-in-law has that. It's the craziest thing. It'll give you an overhead, and then they'll also give you one behind where actually the trailer disappears.
Yes.
But so you can see all the way around it. And I'm like going, I still don't know how that one quite works, but that's some crazy stuff. So there is definitely some when it comes down to towing and trucking and stuff like that. I don't think you can have enough safety. You cannot have enough mirrors. You can have enough cameras. You cannot have enough sensors on tires. I got pressure sensors and temperature sensors on my tires on my truck and trailer. You know what I mean? Some people might chuckle about it, but it's just another little bit of reassurance to help you as you go down the road.
Yeah.
So anything to help for safety.
Oh yeah.
So
Just like what you're doing.
since I know South Georgia Motorsports Park is right down the road from you, how excited are you of them holding a national event this year there?
I'm really excited. And it's really cool because I get to watch all of the renovations and stuff that they're doing to the track, like middle of the process. So I'm really excited to see, everybody out there and what that's gonna look like. Because I mean, when was the last time they even had a Southern Nationals? I don't even know.
It was in Atlanta.
Yep.
And Mitchell, I can't remember how far back it was.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, somewhere around there.
It might have been a little more. It was past. It was when we did the bracket finals up there.
Right.
So I don't know exactly 5 years or
Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what that's gonna be like. I have a lot of family and friends over here who have never seen anything like that before, like never even, been near a Top Fuel car, seen a funny car, anything like that. So I'm really excited to take those people out there, and it's just so funny. It's like taking a kid to Disneyland for the first time because they're just when they first, feel the pressure of everything, the look on their face, it's just, you can't beat that ever. So yeah, I'm really excited.
And you got to take them down in the pits and let them get their little dose of nitro when they fire up the cars and do their warm ups.
Yeah,
you got to take them down there and let the tears start falling from their eyes.
Let them stand too close, as the rookies do. Stand too close, and it's like going. You can tell the ones that don't desire that much, space out some, and the rookies like, oh no, they fire that thing up, like, oh my goodness, and then they like Mitchell said, they get that first whiff, and it's like, it's comical.
So excited. So right around the time that race goes on, my boyfriend will be coming home from deployment, so he doesn't know it yet, but I'm gonna take him there for like his little present for coming home from that, because he's never seen anything like that. He loves watching racing and everything like that, but that's what I'm looking forward to, is taking him down to the nitrous and suffering with the tears and coughing.
yeah, and you're like over there, you're all gagged up, ready. You know what I mean? And yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And tell your boyfriend also that we're very happy, and we're thank you for his service. We truly do. So we appreciate all the men and women in the military, armed forces, first responders, and everything to do everything for us. So we have this wonderful free country, so we can go do great things like the sports that we love.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Raul, just you can't meet a better person and hardworking person at that to get that facility ready. I
Oh yeah.
mean, they were they were pouring on walls, just constantly getting the walls prepped and ready in the pit area. It's going to be fantastic, and it's going to go without a flaw. Just because of how Raul is, he wants everything to be perfect, and it will.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be a great program. I'm so excited. May can't.
Well, you say that because then as soon as May's here, then you're like going, man, we're already halfway through the year. Wait a minute.
I know. I was thinking January is gonna be slower. Now we're almost in February, really.
Right, right. And Mitchell and I, our work schedule has just gone through the roof ever since New Year's ended. It's just when we do talk to each other, he's on the road somewhere or I'm on the road somewhere, and it's like going, gee whiz, man. But it is what it is. But
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
ahead,
we
Mitchell.
Yeah, we want to thank you for coming on tonight. We've had a really great time, and thank you for being an innovator in our sport for our female racers. We were talking uh, behind the scenes earlier. Back in the day, maybe it was like 2% or 3% of women actually raced in any motorsports, and now that has changed. There's probably, when you go to a race, 38%, if not a little more than that, are now females that are competing in drag racing and on circle tracks and karting, uh, which makes racing as a whole a very exciting sport to watch. Because I'll tell you, I don't take it lightly when I go against a female on the tree,
Well, that's
Yeah.
so
because
true.
they can light you up.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Monica Roberts is one of my
respected
hardest opponents
nemesis.
to race as a female, but um, at the same time, we have a lot of mutual respect for each other. We really
Oh
do.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And that.
She. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, no. You were saying. You were saying.
Yeah. No. That's definitely grown a lot too. With the whole. Because definitely, I always think back, to the first lady, Shirley Downey, when everybody like wouldn't even sign off on her license because she was a woman.
Right.
So we've grown a lot since then, and I also noticed that it's the same thing. I mean, if she wouldn't have started, then more women would have felt like they couldn't do it. The more women that get into it, the more there's other little girls that are like, oh, she does it, so can I. So again, like that's just kind of what I try to be. Because I do remember when I started in juniors, not seeing a whole lot of older women at the time. I feel like, I mean, there's obviously like a lot of younger girls and juniors and stuff. But I always just kind of had wished like there was somebody that was, you know, in the stage of life where you're kind of like having a family and doing all these things and like you can still race too, because I used to think that once I have a family I'm done for and like my career's over and I got to focus on that. And that kind of makes me circle back to Kendra a little bit. The girl that I'm collaborating with for 2026 to represent our brand is like she's a perfect example of that you can't. And I mean, again, like if it wasn't for ladies like her, I mean, and us really, what I'm trying to say is more ladies that get into the sport and feel welcomed into it welcomes more girls into it.
Right. Right. That totally makes sense. The more that you're exposed to it, the more opportunities out there for like you say, young ladies to see that this is going on and they want to get involved in it. And the fact that families like your father's like going, I love drag races, so I got into racing, and clearly he brought you along,
Yeah.
it's so you could experience it, and then when you decided you want to do it, he's like, okay,
Yeah.
just does anything to help promote and support you. So that's great. So families involved, and not just the person alone, but families. So yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's 38 to 40%. I've never put a number on it. I don't even, when I see ladies racing, I don't even think nothing about it.
Yeah, me
You know,
neither.
I think
I go up there.
everybody's a racer. That's it. I don't think of anybody any different. Just you're a racer.
Yeah.
You know, And Monica has cleaned my clock so many times. Amber has. Deidre, I can go on. But you know what I mean.
It happens.
Oh, yeah. I mean, phenomenal racers.
You know what my wife says? You got beat by a girl.
Yeah. And I'm like, yep. Yep. She did, and here's the proof. So yeah, we don't even look about it like that. But Miss Autumn, I want to tell you thank you very much for coming on, and we encourage everybody once again to go to Racer Fire Suits on Facebook and other social media sites to reach out to Miss Autumn about getting involved, about getting a fire suit and other safety apparel. But just like I said, follow her, support her, because she is really doing something wonderful for the sport.
I tell you what, Autumn, we don't hardly ever do this, but we're gonna have you on as we shut the show down tonight.
Okay.
So I tell you what, we're gonna take a little commercial break, and when we come back, we'll close out the show. And again, we want to thank everyone that's joined us tonight and who's going to watch this later on for following On the Spot Motorsports Media. Don't forget, you can follow us on YouTube as well, as we're continue looking for subscribers over there. We're trying to get to 1,000. We're getting really close. So if you do follow us on Facebook, please go over there, subscribe to our channel, especially with racing season come up, because we live stream all the bracket races from Gainesville Raceway throughout the season. And tell you the truth, it is a little bit easier watching it on your TV than it is your laptop on Facebook. You can go right to YouTube on your smart TV and watch all the racing action there at Gainesville, all the way from race 1 all the way to the end. I think there's 14 this year. But yeah, but I tell you what, we'll be right back after these messages.
Reliability to drive thousands of miles. Confidence for those who fly high. Redline oil products give you the power to crush the competition. And a track record of being the best. Redline oil products. You push it to the limit, we'll protect it.
Ready to take your engine to the next level? Scorpion Racing Products delivers precision-engineered, high-performance rocker arms that dominate the track. 100% CNC machined in the USA with aerospace-grade aluminum for unmatched strength and durability. Our rocker arms handle extreme conditions with multiple ratios available to fit your needs. Backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. When performance matters, choose Scorpion Racing Products. Proven, reliable, unstoppable.
With more than 30 years of engine and drivetrain experience, Big Stuff is your one-stop total power management solution. Whether you're controlling a 600 horsepower street car and want the best drivability, or have a 6,000 horsepower race car, need the most bulletproof, reliable control hardware, Big Stuff can do it all. All of our components are designed and manufactured right here in the USA, including our computers, wiring harnesses, touchscreen displays, and more. Nothing is built offshore, and we take pride in being one of the only automotive aftermarket manufacturers that can say this. Learn more at bigstuff3efi.com or connect with us on Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Again, we want to thank everybody for watching us tonight. Again, Autumn, thank you so much for joining us and talking about your products. But I tell you what, we're really getting into the nitty-gritty. The after season's about over, and we're fixing to jump back in. And I tell you what, we've got a lot of stuff going on. We have Lex June joining us next Thursday night. We were able to meet up with him at the PRI show, and we were going to do like a little 10, 12-minute video with him, but it actually turned out to be a little longer. It was, which was better. We actually got Mark Beatty with Redline Oil into the mix, because not only is he a sponsor of On the Spot Motorsports Media, but he is a sponsor for Lex June and the Never Quit Racing team. And then, like you said, we got the 29th. We have Derek Putnam joining us right before Sick Week. We're going to go through all the rules. And
we got somebody on the 20th, do we not? Taylor?
Yes. I'll get to that. Yes. So we got Derek Putnam on the 29th to talk about Sick Week, and then we're going to shift gears a little bit on the 20th. We are going to have Taylor Remy join us, ARCA racer. She has went up through the ranks. She's raced quarter midgets, uh, legends, pro late models, and she is now racing ARCA. So we're going to dive into that world a little bit. We're going to talk about, her history. We're going to talk a little bit about, how they set those cars up to run on the super speedways like at Daytona, Talladega. So it's going to be a really exciting show to talk about some oval stuff that we usually don't never get to do because, we are about 90% drag racing over here, but we're trying to change that a little bit.
That's true. But also, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in again to On the Spot Motorsports Media tonight as we have Miss Autumn DeRossett with it, with Racer Fire Suits coming on with us tonight. And also, we wanted to tell you, Miss Autumn, that we're expanding our platform here at On the Spot Motorsports. Not only are we on Facebook Live, as you can see right here, but we're also on YouTube, which you'll be able to see at any time. But we also have expanded. We're on Spotify. Also, we're on Kick. This is going to be a first episode that's going to be broadcast on Kick. Okay,
we're working on Instagram live stream.
Right. So we're expanding to all those platforms. So Miss Autumn, you are the first one to be able to be on all those platforms. Okay, at one time. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, so we ask you to, if you haven't subscribed to these other platforms, that you do. Okay, because that we're working towards making things better, so that that obviously, hopefully in the future, we'll be able to go out and cover more and talk to more people. But we enjoy talking to racers. We enjoy, like yourself, Miss Autumn. We enjoy talking to company owners and business owners like Miss Autumn here. We also enjoy talking to track operators and promoters, and not only drag racing, but for different avenues. We've spoken to dirt trackers, motorcycle racers, land speed racers. I'm trying to work on some boat racing and some possibly even tractor pulling, but I haven't quite gotten into that one yet. So we want to branch out more.
So I'm going to put Autumn on the spot. No pun intended.
I see what you did.
So what racer would you like to see us try to bring on? From anywhere. It doesn't mean drag racing.
Any race. Huh.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to be biased. I think that Kendra Larson, I think she would be a really good racer to have put on the podcast. There's also a girl that I'm a really big fan of on TikTok that does dirt track stuff. Her name is Macy Renee. Okay. I don't know. She might be hard to get a hold of, but she would be really awesome because she's really cool. Yeah.
I tell you what, reach out to your friend that you're collaborating with, your fire suits and stuff, and see if she'll be interested in coming on, and maybe we can schedule her sometime in March or April.
Yeah.
Because, we are really filling up our schedule fast.
And we're happy to. We're absolutely happy to. And please, and that goes true for everybody else out there. We've had a lot of people reach out to us and suggest somebody, either somebody we weren't familiar with or somebody like we didn't know how to get a hold of, and they helped out with that. So we're absolutely open to listen. So Miss Autumn, please.
Talk to her. I think she's so interesting to me. I love her. And not just because, she's, helping represent me, but I just think she's, a perfect role model for, women who race. So yeah, I'll definitely reach out to her. I think this would be something that she's interested in for sure.
Well, I will let everybody know that we're going to have Richard Gaston rejoining us since he's won his championship. And tell everybody just a real funny story about that real quick. So we get Richard on, and Richard goes, I haven't won, and I've never qualified number one or anything like that. And I said, hey, when we usually have somebody on the show, they actually do pretty good the next race. So what does he do? He's number one qualifier, and he wins it.
Hey.
And he just kept on going throughout the rest of the year, pretty much dominating that pro stock motorcycle class, and won the championship at the end. So we're going to have him coming on. We got Will Smith that is now going to be racing for Skag Racing with Justin Ashley. We've been communicating back and forth, and he's actually going to come on our podcast after the Gators on March the 12th. So we got some really good things going, and we're also mixing it with sportsman racers as well.
Mr. Tim Barrett, stock
Yeah,
eliminator
Tim
racer
Barrett.
from Northeast. We have Mr. Josh Hammond, who is the head tech director of IHRA, coming on. We have Jared Pennington, who him and his buddy, they do the World Foot Brake Challenges. Okay, he's coming on in May. And that's just a short list of people that we have currently lined up. And we're not going to put the let the cat out of the bag on everything we have going, because we don't have some people locked down. But we have people that have agreed that, yes, they want to come on, and you know how that goes. And until it's, stamped, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot already committed, and we're really looking forward to it. One thing that I want to try to start doing, and Robert probably agrees, is at least go out at Gainesville if we have time, have some downtime on the track, just to go out there and put a camera on somebody and talk about their car. Talk about them racing. Just a nice little 10, 15-minute clip that we can, upload to our page. And so they feel like they're not left out either, because
Absolutely.
Their bracket racers are just as important as anybody else, because we're the ones that actually give everybody the opportunity to go watch a national event. To tell you the truth, our memberships,
And like Mitchell said, and anybody that has like a new marketing partner or anything special they'd like to share, please, if you see Mitchell or I, please let us know.
Yep.
Like Miss Autumn, like when you start bringing on other marketing partners with you, please just let us know. And we'll be more than happy to share it. We can possibly do a quick interview with you at the track. This goes true for everybody. And, we want to do our best to help out.
and you got Amber. We still need to get you on.
Yes, we definitely need to. But like I said, Miss Autumn, we wanted to let you know that you were the first one to our expanded platform.
Well, thank you. Honored, and thank you guys for having me on the show as well. You guys definitely asked the best question. I feel like this was a good way to answer kind of everybody's question and really explain and kind of open up, what we do and who I am, and just kind of, feel a little bit more personable. And I feel like some people kind of get scared to go and message and figure out and get all the things. I'm not scared. I promise. I'll respond to everybody's messages. I'm a normal racer just like everybody else. I'm not special,
Yeah. Now, if we see you in the staging lanes answering a message on your phone from somebody that's messaged you about a suit, then we know just how dedicated you are.
Yeah, I try to do my very best. I try to stay on top of it as much as I can, but I do, this happens all the time. I'll be logged in one account and then somebody messages me on the other, and then I never see it until the next day, and I'm like, I need two phones.
There could be worse problems, right? That's the same thing that happens with us. We get a message on OTS, or he and I get individual messages, and cross modulation doesn't happen. So
I have 5 different emails. So yeah, it gets kind of chaotic.
Brag a little bit next time, jeez. But anyway, Miss Autumn, we want to tell you thank you very much for taking time out of your crazy busy schedule for coming on here tonight and talking to us about Race Her Fire Suits. But I want to tell everybody out there, thank you very much for joining OTS tonight, and we want to wish everybody the best in your 2026 season.
Yep. See you next Thursday night with Lex June.
Take care.
Good night.